Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Peter. In today's video I'll revisit the first slug that I ever shot, the 13.43 grain JSB KnockOut. I have tested this slug in virtually every barrel, every type of barrel that I have ever owned, and it has done a very good job. The last time that I tested it was in my 600mm Pantera with the heavy liner, where I shot it at around 960 feet per second. Just before I abandoned the KnockOut as my primary slug, I remember to testing it in so many different ways, and I think the last velocity I tested it at was around 1020 feet per second, where it was pretty interesting. But since I have never tested the KnockOut in the 700mm heavy liner, I thought, why not do it today? So that's what I'll do, test the 13.43 grain JSB KnockOut in my 700mm heavy liner in my M4. Before I start the shooting, I want to introduce you to my gun. It of course has the 700mm heavy liner in it, and it has the barrel tensioner. I'm using the standard transfer port. I have it turned to slug port, and I have a 7-gram hammer weight. I have installed a dual bottle adapter from Saber Tactical, and I have two 300 bar bottles installed. They are 480 cc, and of course, most important of all, this is a 177. Here on top I have the Element Titan, and at the end out there I have my moderator from Humair. I'm using the first version of the Pocket Chrono, and it has never let me down. I'm also using a back rider from Saber Tactical, their Arca Swiss Whale, and an Accutech bipod. Last thing to mention in terms of the setup is that I have a pin probe installed. With the regulator set at 110 bar, there's nothing unusual to my setup today. But what is unusual is that instead of using my usual single shot loader, I'm actually using a magazine. This is from Calm magazines, and it's a version that has just been released, and it spins just perfectly. And this is not meant as a commercial, but it's just because when I come across something that really works, this is the way to do it. Another thing that I just want to mention is my Segment Gen 2 gauges. I have one for field pressure and one for the regulator pressure. And if you want to get one, you can go to the link that I've placed at the bottom of the video and use my my code called Viking, and you'll get a 5% discount. But enough said, let's start the shooting here at my beautiful 100-yard range, so see if I can punch in some respectable 5-shot groups. What happened right there? And an average of 1023 and a spread of 2. I'll just show you. This is madness. Now, anyway, let's go down and check it out. That was a very decent group. It was a 23 millimeter group that you can see here, and yeah, I mean for the first attempt, that's pretty good. Let's draw a conclusion. So, with all the different options of slugs to buy today, are the JSB KnockOuts still a good option? Well, at least for the 13 grainers that I tested today, I would say that it is a pretty good slug. You saw my group at 23 millimeters, and I shot it even at 1023 feet per second. When you test a slug, start low. Usually when I'm starting with a new slug, I'm testing it from like 880 feet, and in a case like this, way past 1000 feet per second. In this velocity range, you'll find many different velocity that fits this slug and this gun. So it's just up to you to see which velocity you want to focus your fine tuning at. The thing when shooting a slug very fast, at least that's my experience, is that you can get pinpoint accuracy, but eventually you'll get a flyer that is just like 3-4 centimeters away from the original group. And one group that I want to show you that's a very good example of this is the group that I shot just before I started filming. In the upper right corner, you can see that there's a lot of shots. That's my testing, and below there you can see that there is actually a 15 millimeter group shot at the same velocity with the KnockOuts. But as you can see, this one with the circle around it is actually the sixth shot, not necessarily because I had just shot a 5-shot group. I think this is the third or the fourth shot that is up here. So I decided to shoot another shot, and I ended up with 5 shots within 15 millimeters. But there is this one that just got completely away. So that seems to be the story, at least for me, when I'm shooting slugs at a very high velocity. So the big question right now is, do I continue shooting the KnockOuts? Well, actually I don't, because I like to have the opportunity to go and shoot at very long ranges, like when I did the soda can challenge at 200 meters. Not that I do it all the time, but I like to have the possibility, and I like to have my gun dialed in for a slug that's capable of doing that. The other thing about the KnockOuts is that the weight range is simply too big. So just taking it out of the box and start shooting, it will be, or at least the possibility that it will be more inconsistent is definitely. But if you don't mind using a weight scale and you're shooting constantly below 100 yards, I would say that the JSB KnockOuts is definitely a good choice. So that's what I had to say today. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Remember to hit that subscribe button right down there in the corner, and until next time, take care and shoot safe.